Do you want to find out what Germans feared most about Americans and British soldiers? Let's watch this video together so we can find out what the Germans feared most about British and American soldiers. We're getting this one from Pieces of Histories. The link will be in the description below. Please go over and show them some love. With that said, we're going to dive right into this video because I want to find out what the Germans feared most, and I know you want to find out what the Germans feared most about Americans and British soldiers. All right, with that said, let's get into this video. Here we go right about now.
June 6, 1944, Omaha Beach. As the 352nd Infantry Division fights for its life against the American 1st Division, Oberlieutenant Franz Gockel scrawls in his diary, "They keep coming, not like soldiers, like a force of nature." Meanwhile, near Cannes, Hauptmann Helmut Ritgen of Panzerlehr watches British tanks advance and notes, "Every movement is precise, mechanical, and terrifying."
Ooh, they were shaking in their boots, baby. They were shaking in the boots. You hear what they said? They were coming. They were coming. Just they kept coming. The soldiers kept coming. They were meticulous. And guess what? They were terrifying. Can you imagine?
These men witnessed the same war, but their enemies could not have been more different. Today, we reveal exactly what German veterans said about the ultimate World War II rivalry: American aggression versus British discipline.
Oh.
Using never-before translated diaries, classified after-action reports, and post-war interrogations, this is the definitive comparison through the eyes of those who fought both.
Okay.
The Germans coined a term for American warfare, Materialschlacht, the battle of materials. And no one documented it better than Oberst Hans von Luck of the 21st Panzer Division. His after-action report from Kasserine Pass, February 1943, states, "The Americans lack our tactical tradition, but their artillery responds 3 times faster. When their forward observer calls, shells land before we can relocate." Luftwaffe ace Hans-Joachim Marseille wrote in his final diary entry, September 1942, "Their P-40s are inferior to my 109, but today I saw 50 of them. Where do they get so many planes?" While Americans overwhelmed with firepower, the British earned a darker nickname. General Feldmarschall Erwin Rommel.
Hold up. So straight up, they're telling you the way how the Americans behave, it wasn't the discipline, okay, that they had. They're coming like ants. They're just coming in swarms. They had the artilleries. They had what was necessary to do the job. And he was like, they were trigger finger faster, or they were trigger faster than the Germans were. That's what I just heard. Am I hearing that wrong? Because I know that's what you guys heard. That's my interpretation of it thus far. But they said they whatever they had were inferior compared to what the Americans had. But on the other hand, he said, look here, the British, them have a darker name, way worse than what the Americans have. Let's find out what that general wrote in his diary.
Wrote to his wife on November 2nd, 1942. "The Tommies dig in like termites. Even when we break their lines, they cling to rubble and die rather than retreat." Sanitäts Unteroffizier Rolf Monk of the 15th Panzer Division noted, "British wounded refuse morphine until after their mates are treated. This is not normal soldier behavior."
Wow. So in terms of the British soldiers, they say no retreat, no surrender. So guess what? We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna fight. Can you imagine the solidarity between brotherhood? Them say, listen, we ain't taking no meds until everything, all of my brother them are right. Everybody has to be okay. And he said it doesn't matter how they were wounded, they kept coming, they weren't backing down, no matter what, because they're not retreating. Because guess what? The lives of those who are depending on us is important, and you're not crossing this line, period. And that's it. Ain't no going around that. Can you imagine? They believe they weren't soldiers. They could not be real to be behaving like that, even under such pressure and so much damage. Wow.
On D-Day, the 352nd Division's Gefreiter Heinrich Severlo, the Beast of Omaha, fired 12,000 MG-42 rounds into the 1st Division. His post-war memoir, WN-62, admits, "By the 5th wave, I realized these were not men, they were machines.
Wow.
They walked through their dead as if ghosts." Unterscharführer Rudolf Schroeder of the 12th SS Hitlerjugend wrote on June 8th, "Americans charged machine guns without cover. At first we laughed until we ran out of ammunition." Meanwhile, the British 50th Division moved differently. Major Hans von der Heide of Panzer Lehr reported, "Their tanks advance exactly 200 meters, then stop to bombard us. It's maddening, like playing chess against a computer." Schütze Urs Kruger, 3rd Fallschirmjäger, noted in Cannes, "Canadians clear houses room by room. Americans would have called naval guns and erased the block." In 1944,
Damn. Wow. These are personal thoughts from men on the front line, and I say, look, these Americans and these British soldiers, especially British soldiers, these can't be human. These must be machines. These can't be humans behaving like that. They just stay 200 yards and they keep coming. And the shots keep coming. And there's nothing we can do about it. It just, and then they were like, the Americans, they were cluck, 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 cluck. Well, they weren't playing. It doesn't matter how much they thought they have. They run out, but the Americans keep refilling without cover.
where the SS compiled a secret report, Tactical Comparison of Anglo-American Forces. Lieutenant Klaus Fischer's analysis concluded, close combat, British, commandos trained in Fairbairn Sykes knife fighting. Artillery response, Americans, 3-minute average versus Germany's 15.
Huh? Hold up. British commander trained in Fairbairn strike, knife fighting. I'm thinking more on the Gurkhas kind of style of fighting, the Gurkhas, because you know how they are. It's like they're, I don't know, man. I watch a video if you guys ever seen about the Gurkhas. So can you imagine that kind of training together with their counterparts, and then the Americans, 3 minutes average them, the artillery response compared to 50. Can you look, the damage that they do within that time frame. They have a whole 12 minutes that they are trying to get their artillery to recharge and do everything, while the Americans within 3 minutes, because they're not taking no cover, they're just bam, bam, bam. They come out, they weren't playing. Their strategy was, look, these two are a force to be reckoned with, man, back then.
Night fighting, British, feared phantom patrols in Holland. Adaptability, Americans, improvised bridges under fire.
Wow.
Perhaps the starkest difference was in supply. Oberstleutnant Siegfried Westphal, Rommel's chief of staff, wrote, "While we counted bullets, Americans threw away half-used ammo boxes. Their trucks looked new after 1,000 miles. Ours broke down after 200. In 1945, captured Wehrmacht General Anton Dostler was asked why Germany lost. His reply, "Your trucks never broke down. Ours never worked."
Oh. So the machinery was well made when you look at it, because if the Germans, their thing, they break down. Americans, they said it looked brand new. So you can see just visualizing it. Just I'm like, okay, we don't stand a chance. There's no way we stand a chance up against all these tanks.
Beyond tactics, Germans were fascinated by American psychology. Hauptmann Alexander Stahlberg of the 11th Panzer Division wrote in his memoir, Bound in Duty, "They fight not for Führer or fatherland, but because it's Tuesday. When we captured a GI near Metz, he asked for a Coke and baseball scores, not political demands." A declassified 1944 Gestapo report, B-Arch R58345, analyzed U.S. POWs. 78% expressed no hatred for Germans, only desire to finish the job and go home. This apolitical attitude confused our interrogators. The British inspired equal fascination. Lieutenant Hans von Lindorf, a medic at Monte Cassino, noted, "Even with legs blown off, Tommies asked for tea first. Their officers led charges wearing neckties. It was beyond comprehension." Captain Lieutenant Heinz...
Can you imagine? They're so confused that they like, look at these soldiers. This man is captured. He's not trying to use no leverage. Man just want a coke on the score of a game. Nothing else is important. Is no political game. No. There's no hatred towards them on the other side. Man, look, questioning it has. They just want to do what they gotta do. No hatreds towards them and go home. Is no solidarity to no headman, or we're keeping our country, we're keeping our people safe, our family safe. We're here to do a job and to protect what's back home, and that's all that matters. There's no hatred. You're bringing this to us and we're pushing back. It's that simple. Can you imagine how that messed up with somebody's psyche? Because I can see it. Because they couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you serious? You have no hatred towards us? You're not doing this because, or your Führer or whosoever say you should do it, you're doing this. You're not even mad that you caught it. Like, no, I got to do what I got to do to go home to my family and make sure that my family back home is safe. My hats to these men, man. It's
Sheffer's
crazy.
U-boat log, May 1945, records captured Royal Navy sailors demanding proper tea time despite being prisoners. A moment he called the most British thing I ever witnessed. Decades later, the divide endured. When American 101st Airborne veteran David Webster met former Wehrmacht soldier Peter Rees in 1980, their conversation said it all. Webster asked, "Who scared you more, us or the British?" Rees replied, "You had the machines. They had the soul." Two armies, one victory, and a German verdict that still resonates. As Lieutenant Walter Kasper summed it up in his 1945 diary, the British fought with tradition. The Americans fought with the future.
Wow. Now that right there is powerful. One fought for the future, or with the future, meaning the kind of artillery and stuff that they came with. The other ones fought with what? It's crazy. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh my word. Look at it. Man asked for tea. The quintessential British barrier. Man wants some tea. He wants some tea. This was just sitting back and listening to their, like I said, their thought, the penning these in their diary, looking at the British and the American soldiers. You can tell, man. One discipline, the other one not. You see the difference? But yet still both fought together and made a difference. That's the word I'm looking for. They made sure that everything went right. The two opposites, but the opposite in so many ways. But at the end of the day, they got the job done. Who you fear most? Them. Who you fear most? Look here, man. That's a question right there. It's your Anna girl. I'm running out of here. Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment section, guys. Did you expect this video to turn out this way? Because I didn't even know what to expect, but this was enlightening. Be good, be kind, be safe out there. Let me know if you'd like me to check out more videos like these. Put it in the comment section. I got you. See you guys in another one. All right, guys. Bye.